Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to our channel, the Eaton Squad. My name is Eddie. So for today's video, there are more cases of positive COVID-19 from travelers coming from abroad, particularly for returning overseas Filipinos. And what are you going to do if you tested positive during your swab test schedule? Details coming right up. So for the past few days, I have been keeping an eye on this particular group. I am actually a member of this group. I became a member when we traveled back to the Philippines during the time of the pandemic. I know we are still in the pandemic, but this is when it was just getting started. So I became a member of it, and the group is very informative because actual travelers posting their experience when they travel to the Philippines. And lately, I have been seeing posts that a lot of them tested positive during their swab test schedule. And it's freaking me out because why our fellow kababayans, some are even foreign nationals, who are testing positive after 5 days when they get swabbed. And that's very concerning. What is wrong with it? Is it something to do with the hotel? Or did you catch the virus during your trip to the Philippines during the flight? It's hard to analyze where did they get it. Because before you depart from your country of origin, you will have to show a negative 72-hour RT-PCR test. So you can't even board the flight if you tested positive with COVID-19. So when you fly to the Philippines, after you went through the process at the airport, you will be sent straight to your quarantine hotel. And if you are fully vaccinated, coming from the green list, your swab test will be on the 3rd day. If you're unvaccinated from the green list, your swab test will be on the 7th day. For yellow list, for fully vaccinated, your swab test will be on the 5th day. And for unvaccinated from the yellow list, it will be on the 7th day. And like I said, while I am reading posts from this group, they have been posting that they tested positive. What are they going to do? It's so hard to believe that I tested positive because I don't really feel anything. I don't have the symptoms. And some would even claim that this is false positive, that they are doing this just for the money so you can stay longer in your hotel, yada, yada, yada. So we don't really know which one is true because there's a possibility, there's a good possibility that you got it from your flight to the Philippines. Especially if you have layovers from one country to another, even direct flights, you can still get the virus on the plane because it's not just you flying on the plane. But nobody can really tell how did you get the virus, and only then an RT-PCR test can tell if you test negative or positive. But like I said, I have noticed that a lot, particularly returning overseas Filipinos from the US, has tested positive of COVID-19 during their swab test day. And I even see a lot of complaints because this is what you're going to do when you test positive. When you test positive, the Bureau of Quarantine will contact you, and you guys will be picked up from the hotel where you quarantine, and you will be brought to the facility for isolation of 10 days because you tested positive, whether you are asymptomatic or asymptomatic. But the problem is, majority of these positive patients of COVID-19 did not contact by the Bureau of Quarantine, and they wind up staying longer in the hotel at their own expense. And that is not good, especially if you have only budgeted the 5 days quarantine because you are fully vaccinated, for example, and you were coming from the yellow list. And these are uncertainties that you did not expect that you will test positive. And the Bureau of Quarantine is sometimes nowhere to find, and they don't answer their calls, they don't email you, they don't respond to your email. So If they don't pick you up from where you are staying at in your quarantine hotel, then you have to stay there because you can't go out, especially you have tested positive. And you wait and you wait and you wait, and before you know it, your 10 days is up and you wind up paying for everything. So it kind of sucks that the system is like that. I wish when they say that when you test positive, the Bureau of Quarantine will contact you because they will see it in your profile. This is what the One Health Pass is all about, because they will see it in your One Health Pass that you tested positive, because they have all that records from their office, the Bureau of Quarantine. So if they don't contact you, you're kind of screwed, especially that you have to shoulder all the expenses, because the protocol, the Bureau of Quarantine will call you, letting you know that they will come pick you guys up and transfer you to a facility for isolation. And this is free for the use of the facility. It's either they are going to put you in a hotel that is completely separate from where you were from, and this is completely free. This will be paid by the government. Your food is provided as well. Only if the Bureau of Quarantine is going to contact you when you test positive. But the problem right now, the real problem right now, is the Bureau of Quarantine is not even contacting those patients who tested positive with COVID-19 and wind up staying longer in the hotel without the budget, without the money that they allotted for this incident. So it's kind of hard, especially if you have booked an expensive hotel because you thought you're gonna be there for 5 days only. So this is quite a concern, and hopefully the Bureau of Quarantine is going to take action to this problem, especially to those who are still in their quarantine hotel waiting for the Bureau of Quarantine to contact them because they tested positive. So what you guys can do, just in case the Bureau of Quarantine cannot be reached, make sure to ask the help of the front desk of the hotel where you're staying at. I will also leave the contact information of the Bureau of Quarantine in the description box, just in case, God forbid, one of you tested positive when you travel to the Philippines. It's better that you guys know already the protocols when you test positive. Like I said, I am not wishing for everybody to test positive with COVID-19, but in cases of testing positive, you guys already know what to do, who to call, who to coordinate, so that you can finish your isolation. Because aside from the 5 or 7 days mandatory quarantine implemented by the Philippine government, if you test positive, that's additional 10 days of isolation. So I thought of giving you guys a heads up, especially to those who still have plans to travel to the Philippines during the time of the pandemic. So this is what's going on here in the Philippines right now. A lot has been testing positive. There is a problem with the coordination of the Bureau of Quarantine. I am not discouraging you guys to come. If you guys still wants to come to the Philippines, by all means, come to the Philippines, travel to the Philippines, but you have to take the risk. You have to deal with the consequences that comes with traveling during the pandemic time. So this is our quick update for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, concerns, or inquiries with regards to this video or any of our travel related videos, please comment it down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Or you can direct message me in our Facebook page and Instagram, same handle, the Eaton Squad. And please subscribe if you haven't done that already, and hit that notification bell so you will be notified on updates like this. Again, I thank you all for the continued support and trust to our channel, the Eaton Squad. I hope to see you guys on our next travel update. Stay safe, stay healthy, and God bless everyone. Bye.